How's it going, everybody? I'm back in Taffington Boathouse. I'm going to be doing a final tour of the settlement. Um, there's only one area of the settlement that I haven't shown you guys yet that I will show you guys in this video. But I'm going to go ahead and do a quick rundown of all of the separate parts of my settlement. I'll go ahead and start with the junk wall around the settlement because, I mean, it's the outermost area. But as you can see, I just kind of did a junk fence, um, not junk fence, but a wire fence down into the water, and then some junk piled up inside of it. And then I went ahead and made some walls out of just some of the random wall pieces that we have in the game already. And then a stack of junk cars up like a junkyard. That's why I have this sign out here. I actually took a lot of inspiration from that exact junkyard, the Jalbert brothers disposal in the game, and the one that they have there, it's got cars piled up everywhere, wire fences all the way around, tire stacks everywhere, and as you can see, like, this is a really simple uh, wall. Otherwise, it's just a lot of wire fences, some cars, and some regular junk fences, and then this bus, which actually I turned into a building. So I'll go ahead and take you guys inside of the bus. So this was going to be an apartment building, as you can see from the sign across the top. I just imagine this kind of like motels or apartments or something for the settlers in the settlement or people that are passing through. Caravans, just traders, maybe just wanderers. But each bed has kind of got some decorations near it and some things for people to entertain themselves with. And then also I've got a little dining area with a couch and a little to relax on. And then on this side of the building I've got a little porch that looks out into the, I guess this would be like a courtyard or something. But as I said, on the other side too, I just have a wire fence that goes down into the water to prevent people from just swimming in, even though down there it's not really protected from a whole lot because you can just swim up and climb over it. But oh well. Next, I will take you up on the roof. This is actually my most recent build, and I wanted to have a way to get up on the roof interestingly, and so I kind of threw together this little stairway out of quarry pieces. But as you can see, threw these together. They're pretty close to the edge, so they don't quite look like they're floating. They are kind of bouncing on the building. Same with this one up here. It's on top of the building, kind of hanging off, but I still think that it actually works pretty well. I think it turned out a lot better than I actually figured it would, because I didn't want to just build a stairway up here. In previous builds on older saves that I have, I just put scaffolding up here or just a stairway straight up to the top and I put floor through. But up here, I wanted to use this kind of as storage and also as a defensive position because, I mean, there is a great view. And I put this person up here. They've got a
Got a
sniper
dangerous look
rifle
about you.
so they
You
can
ain't here
see
for
out
me.
into the wasteland and snipe people. And you guys will notice as I'm walking through the settlement, each settler you see, I have changed the armor of everybody to like Far Harbor armor, coastal armor, just the clothes that you got in Far Harbor because this is, I mean, a boathouse, and I figured that these people would be, I mean, fishing and everything. And speaking of that, we'll go into the diner. And as you can see, it's all decorated, real nice. And
Hi, how are you?
I've got
Ugh, my
a
back hurts.
cooking area
Sometimes.
back
Never
here,
ends.
kitchen with a
Yes?
butcher. And I imagine that this is the hunter. That's why they've got the hunter's pelts on. But they're also the butcher. They're the one that brings in all the meat and cuts it themselves. And then we've got a
You know
fisherman
what I
back
call a
here.
good day? One that ends without an empty stomach.
And while we're looking inside the house, I'll go ahead and I'll take you upstairs. And so up here I've got bedrooms. I was super proud of this little build over the top of the stairs because I wanted to have another bed up here before I had built these rooms. I knew that I had wanted another bed in this side of the room, and so I just thought of a way that I could use the space that I have available, and I thought that this turned out actually great. I think that that's a really interesting thing that I've done here because I've never seen anything like that. And then I just built some separate rooms, and these are kind of role play heavy too because I imagine that this guy is making chems or just packing chems and selling them and stuff. And then back here, we got a room for some people who like to party. And then on this side, I've got a room for somebody that's really into the pre-war comic books and everything like that. And I really had fun in building this because this took a while to get the decorations and stuff to look cool, get all of those pieces onto these boards. And I just got an extra bed back here with somebody that is into building robot models and stuff. Kind of just mix it, blend these people in. They're kind of friends living together. And then back here, I've just got an extra bedroom. And this is where I keep this dead body because, you know, the game doesn't want to get rid of these. Even whenever I get rid of it, I'll drag it as far away as I can, and it'll still spawn back in the house, which makes no sense. And so, I do want to show you guys something really quick that I also, there's two things I guess I didn't show in a build, was this little fence. I actually built this out of custom vanilla assets, the wooden beams and the structures tab, and just some fence posts. And I used place anywhere to put those along the wooden beams in sort of a fence manner, and it just kind of separates this fence from these pre-made ones from Bethesda, and I think that they actually look really good. Uh, Especially this one. I really like this because it's longer than anything that you'd be able to get from Bethesda, and I just think that it looks interesting. And I just used that area as a little farm. Also, I just noticed this glitched here, so we'll just ignore that. I have to delete that later, I guess. And like I said, there's tons of stuff laying around, scrap, everything like that, just stored everywhere. And I actually turned this into an armory. I didn't show you guys in some videos, so I'll go through this a little bit more detailed. So I just imagine that this settlement is pretty well off, but they don't only have a bar or diner in there. They've got a huge armory back here full of weapons and full of all sorts of like ammunition that they're gonna box up and ship out into the wasteland to all the settlements. So I imagine that this is like kind of one of the huge like weapon hubs of the Minutemen, and they even make their own mini nukes and stuff, and they've got tons of weapons. They've got a weapons bench and tons of storage, just supplies to make weapons, make these pipe pistols, make some ammunition, uh, and then more supplies in here. And just, I really thought that this really looked cool and it was a good use of this room. And I actually boarded off this floor, and there are scaffolding floors underneath these so that the settlers will actually use these floors and they'll walk around in here. And I've seen settlers come in and sit down in that chair actually. But I thought that this was a really interesting way to make this building look completely different, and I thought that it actually turned out really well. And so the last thing I want to show you guys is the stilt house. I imagined a house that is over the water, and uh, I've shown you guys, I think, in the other video too, but I actually put wooden floors underneath this so that my settlers would walk along the paths and stuff. So AI will actually path this. I've heard that there's a mod that actually helps with AI pathing, but I can't find it. I searched through Bethesda.net and stuff, and I cannot find it at all. I wish that I could because I really need that, so I don't have to glitch floors in underneath everything to get my settlers to actually walk it. But the idea for this though was just a house over the water. I'm just trying to make use of the space they have available, and I mean the house right next to it's a stilt house, so why can't this be? But this is the house for the guy that does the farming and runs the water purifier over here. Uh, and as you can see, he's in fisherman clothes, fishnet and stuff, and so he blends in with the rest of the settlement. I thought the settlement turned out really good. I feel like Taffington Boathouse is really hard to build in. In previous saves, like I said, I've really not done too much with this settlement because I always had difficulty really coming up with ideas on what to do here. And I thought that this turned out really good. But if you guys do like this build, there's videos on every single one except for the armory. I'm sorry. I just started building it and it took forever, and I didn't start recording until I was pretty far into it, and I couldn't get myself to delete it all and restart. So like I said, if you guys like this build, make sure you let me know. Check out some of my other videos while you're here. There's a build on each one of these. If you're interested in one of the builds specifically, you could find it on my channel. And we're getting super close to 100 subs. I may have actually hit it by now. That'd be awesome. If I did, thank you so much. But I do record these ahead of time, just so you guys know, because it's hard to record these the day of. I work, so I'm pretty busy throughout the week, and so that's why I don't upload on the weekends, because I take that time to actually record. So I record my videos the week of. So we could have hit 100 by now. If so, that's amazing, and I appreciate it so much. But if not, we're getting super close, so hopefully we can get there real soon. And thank you guys for all the support and stuff and getting me this far. I hit like 50 subs and I was like telling you guys how much I appreciated it and stuff. It was awesome. But hopefully we can keep going and we'll see where this goes. But I appreciate it so much, all the support, and I hope you guys like the build, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.